I'm reading to you from paper Genocide. Chapter 3. The Last Stand, King Philip's War. From 1675 to 1678. The flames of conflict would return 40 years later with even greater ferocity. King Philip's War, known to the indigenous peoples as Metacom's Rebellion, erupted in 1675 as the Wampanoag, Narragansett, and their allies launched an all-out assault on the English settlement of New England. The war would become one of the deadliest per capita in American history, forever altering the balance of power. The war's origin lay in the relentless English encroachment of indigenous lands. Metacom, called King Philip by the English, was the son of the Wampanoag Sachem Massasoit, who had once welcomed the Pilgrims in 1620. For decades, Massasoit had tried diplomacy, but as English towns multiplied and land treaties became more coercive, Metacom saw no other option but war. The fighting was merciless. The Wampanoag and their allies launched coordinated attacks, destroying dozens of English settlements. Entire towns, Swansea, Brookfield, Deerfield, were burned to the ground. The colonists, shocked by the indigenous resistance, responded with equal brutality. At the Great Swamp Fight of 1675, English forces burned a massive Narragansett fort, slaughtering hundreds of women, children, and who had sought refuge there. By 1676, the war had turned against the Wampanoag. The English, with support from the rival indigenous groups, hunted Metacom's forces relentlessly. Captured warriors were executed or enslaved. Some were sent to work on New England farms. Others were sold into permanent servitude in the West Indies, a fate shared with surviving peacoats decades earlier. In August 1676, Metacom himself was finally cornered. He was shot through the heart, his body quartered, and his severed head placed on a pike in Plymouth for 20 years as a warning. His family, including his wife and children, was sold into slavery. The Wampanoag resistance was crushed. The war ended in 1678, leaving thousands of indigenous women and men and children dead or enslaved. Entire tribes were decimated, their lands confiscated by the expanding English colonies. As with the Peacoat War, the legal aftermath was clear. Treaties were torn apart. Tribal lands were dissolved into colonial jurisdictions, and indigenous survivors were stripped of their rights, classified as wards or non-persons in legal records.